Okay, guys, we're going to keep working on inferencing. And remember, we have three things that make up an inference, or two things that make it up to get to an inference. You have your clues in the text, you have what you know, and that combines to give you your inference. So, what we're going to do is use this handy dandy little box to help us get details and build our inference. You will see these boxes in your work today on the worksheet you're going to have. So let's start by reading this little story here, little excerpt. My teacher walked into class with her glasses on. It was unusual that she wore her glasses. Her eyes were puffy, and she talked quietly to the class. On her desk, she had a bag of cough drops and some tea with a bottle of honey next to it. What was wrong with the teacher? So we're going to start by listing some clues in the text. So, let's see. She had puffy eyes. What else did she do? Talked quietly. She had cough drops and tea. Because we have three clues: puffy eyes, talked quietly, cough drops, and tea. So what do we know? We know puffy eyes happen when you are tired or sick. We also know that talking quietly can be part of being sick or a sore throat. And the final thing we know is that we use cough drops and tea to help a sore throat. So these are all things that I know from my life, and you guys probably experienced too. You've probably seen somebody sick and their eyes look big and puffy and tired. Whenever they talk quietly, they might talk like this. Typically, they talk like that if they have a sore throat and it hurts to talk. And then also you might see them eating cough drops or drinking tea. Or you might have had a sore throat and talked quietly and had to drink cough drops and tea. So now what you do is if we combine these clues, add these together, and we can get our inference. When you're writing your inference, I want it to be in a complete sentence. Your restate will say, I think that the teacher is sick with a sore throat. Like throat. There we go. There's spelled correctly. So I think the teacher is sick with a sore throat. That's one sentence. Then you're going to say, I know this because she is talking quietly and has cough drops. Okay? So I'm taking giving my answer, my inference, and I'm supporting with details. This last sentence here, I know this because. Whenever we're giving an explanation with evidence, we start with, I know this because. Okay? That's your explanation. So whenever I ask for two sentences with evidence, you're going to give me this. I know this because. And that's where you introduce that evidence. Okay, let's try another one here. Okay, so I know you guys are going to have some background experience with this one. Xander sat at his desk with his headphones on. He saw his teacher's face and his friend's face on the computer in front of him. He pressed a button so he could lower the volume. What is Xander doing? Clues in the text. We have Xander is on his computer. That's the first thing we know. Make it a little bigger for us. The second thing I know is he sees his teacher and friend on the computer. And then lastly, he lowers the volume. Okay, so he's lowering the volume of their voice there. So this is the evidence from the article. I pulled that evidence out of that story. I know he's on his computer. I know he sees his teacher and his friends on his computer. And I also know that he lowers his Chromebook, lowers his sound. So based on what I know that kids have video chats with teachers during e-learning. That's what I know. That's what I think of when I see this. I know that the only time a kid and a teacher are going to be online at the same time talking to each other through a video is during e-learning. So I can combine all my evidence. Remember, we add this plus this to get our inference. When I combine all that information, I come up with this. I think that Xander is doing e-learning with his class. So there's your restate. I know that, or I think that Xander is doing e-learning with his class. I know this because, why do we know this? Because he is on his computer with his teacher and friend. Boom. Okay, so that's your two sentences that I'm looking for here. So you're going to do this on your own now. You're going to read a story on one of them, and the other one you're going to look at a picture, and I want you to explain to me. You're going to fill out a chart very similar to what I just did here. Clues in the text, background knowledge, inference. When you write that inference, I need two sentences. The restate and answer, cite and evidence. Okay, that explanation is the important part here. I know this because. Really tell me why you know this. Show me that you know what you're doing. Show me why your answer is better. Okay? If you have questions, please send me private messages on Google Classroom. Thank you guys. Good luck.